Let me ask you something, and don't answer too quickly. When you think about God, where does that thought actually happen? Is it somewhere out there? In the sky? In a book? In a church? Or is it happening inside you? Pause for a second, because that question alone can completely change how you see this topic. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, spent years wrestling with that exact question. And what he concluded is uncomfortable. He said, God is real, but not in the way religion usually describes, and not in the way atheism rejects, something else entirely. Now, before you react to that, because most people do, let's slow it down. Jung was not saying God is imaginary, and he wasn't trying to prove that a divine being exists somewhere out in the universe. What he was saying is more precise and more unsettling. The image of God is a psychological fact, not just an idea, not just a belief, a fact of the human mind. Think about this. Across thousands of years, across completely different cultures, across people who never shared the same beliefs, the idea of God keeps appearing again and again and again. Why? You can explain it in simple ways. Fear of death, need for control, early humans misunderstanding nature. And yes, those explanations make sense, but they don't fully explain something important. Because even when you remove all of that, the God image doesn't disappear. It changes form, it adapts, and then it comes back. Jung saw this pattern and realized something most people overlook. If something shows up in the human mind, this consistently, this powerfully, and this independently, then it's not random, it's structural. And this is where his idea gets deeper. Jung believed your mind is not just personal, it's layered. On the surface, you have your thoughts, your opinions, your everyday awareness. Beneath that, you have what he called the personal unconscious, your memories, your fears, your past experiences. But deeper than that, there is something else, a shared layer of the human mind, what Jung called the collective unconscious. This isn't something you learned, it's something you inherited, simply by being human. Just like your body has organs you didn't choose, Jung believed your mind has built-in structures you didn't create. And inside that deeper layer exists something powerful, something ancient, something universal. The God image. Not a specific religion, not a fixed picture, but a built-in tendency to experience something greater than yourself, something overwhelming, something that feels both terrifying and meaningful at the same time. There's a word for that kind of experience. Jung borrowed it from theologian Rudolf Otto, the numinous, and chances are you've felt it, even if you've never called it God. Standing alone at the edge of the ocean at night, listening to music that hits something deep inside you, holding a newborn child for the first time, experiencing loss or love or something you can't explain. That moment when everything suddenly feels bigger than you, more real than usual. Jung said, that feeling is not superstition, it's your psyche recognizing something from its deepest layer. Now here's where this becomes serious, because this isn't just a philosophical idea, it affects how people actually live. Jung noticed something strange. When people completely reject the idea of God, they don't become free. They just replace it. The need doesn't disappear. It moves into politics, into fame, into relationships, into addiction, into ideology. The God-shaped space in the human mind will be filled. The only question is, will you choose what fills it? Or will it happen without you noticing? Jung looked at history, especially the chaos of the 20th century, And he saw a pattern. People didn't stop worshipping. They just stopped realizing they were doing it. Blind devotion didn't disappear. It changed targets. And when that happens unconsciously, it becomes dangerous. So where does this leave you? Jung isn't asking you to believe in anything. He's not telling you to follow a religion. He's asking something much harder than that. To pay attention to your own inner life, to what actually moves you, to what you secretly value, to what feels meaningful beyond logic. Because for Jung, the encounter with something greater, whatever you choose to call it, doesn't begin outside you. It begins the moment you stop ignoring what's happening within you. The God image isn't asking for belief. It's asking you to look. If this made you think differently, subscribe to Empire of the Mind and tell me in the comments, where do you experience something greater than yourself? Because that's where this conversation really begins.